Hello, everyone. This is a very special edition of Frontier Opening Bell. I am Boason Omofaye. This is a special interview with the outgoing Managing Director and CEO of the Botswana Stock Exchange, who also doubles as the President of the African Securities Exchanges Association, Thapele Tsheole from Gaborone. Thank you very much. A bright Monday morning to you. We appreciate you joining us on Frontier Africa Reports.
Thank you very much, Boason, and thanks very much for hosting me.
Thank you. We appreciate you making the time. It's been 7 years since you took on January 2016 as the CEO of the Botswana Stock Exchange. Bring me up to speed. How much has gone within the past 7 years?
Yeah, thank you. A lot has gone on since the past 7 years or so. Where I started off in 2016 as the CEO. And then in 2018, I completed the demutualization of the Botswana Stock Exchange in 2 years' time. And most importantly, also achieved a diverse shareholding composed of government as the major shareholder, because government was sponsoring the stock exchange since inception, brokers. And also I managed to successfully get 5% employee share scheme for staff members of BSE. And also when I took over the BSE, the Botswana Stock Exchange depended on government for subvention. A year and a half later, we're independent financially and we're actually even profitable. And we turned into profitability, rising the profits from 5 million pula to about 30 million pula when we closed last year, which is quite a significant jump. And also the growth in the retail investments in Botswana. When I took over, there were about 23,000 retail investors in Botswana. I live now with more than 100,000 investors, which is about 500% increase in about 7 years. I think it's a very good record that myself and my team managed to achieve. And also, most importantly, the product base. I took over with less than 50 instruments, but right now we've got about 146 listed instruments composed of companies listed in the BSE, exchange-traded funds, of which we are a pioneer of ETFs in Africa with 4. We are looking at listing 7 sometimes before the close of the year. And most importantly, the development in the bond market. There were about 30-something bonds when I took over. Now there are about 97 bonds listed on the BSE. And most importantly, there are only 6 government bonds, and majority of the 96 are offered by the private sector in Botswana, with a strong growth experienced in the introduction of the commercial paper market, which I didn't find, and I also developed from scratch. And we now have up to 45 or 40 commercial papers that are trading or being listed in the exchange. Also importantly, we improved the stature of the BSE in the continent and around the world. Myself and my team, we moved towards the full membership of World Federation of Exchanges. We built the stock exchange to such a extent that it qualifies to be a member of the World Federation of Exchanges, of which we are admitted to in May 2023. And most importantly, we are also a recognized stock exchange under UK's Revenue and Customs Union. And there are only 3 of them in Africa: Botswana, Johannesburg, and Mauritius. And this has significantly increased the investment from the UK to Botswana, making the foreign investors from the UK the largest investors in the Botswana market. This is what we managed to achieve. And this also translated into increasing our foreign participants turnover in our market from about 27% back in 2016 to hover around 40% to 55% as a percentage of market turnover, which I think is very crucial. I think these are some of the many successes that we managed to achieve, myself and my team.
And I was wondering, Mr. Thapele, how much you were able to do as a CEO at the Botswana Stock Exchange while you double up as the president or the chairman of ASEA. So I was beginning to wonder how you are able to do this much. So talk to me briefly about your tenure as the head of the African Securities Exchanges. This is a very huge organization that you will have to oversee the affairs as the chairman, working with the secretariat based in Nairobi, Kenya, during the period that you were in office.
Yeah, it actually requires a significant amount of leadership and effort in order to dual role in that respect. And most importantly, at ASEA level, yes, of course, I continued the legacy project of the Africa Exchange Linkages project, successfully managing to secure the second round of funding for the second leg of linking the African exchanges and bringing in Botswana and Ghana as the initial second leg members to be 9 exchanges, and also working towards building up to 15 stock exchanges by the end of the program sometimes next year. We've been able to successfully sign memorandum of understanding with African Union to drive towards the idea of a Pan-African Stock Exchange is the initial idea. We also managed to sign MOUs with UNECA, United Nations Economic Commission for Africa, looking at certain strategic initiatives that we are going to be carrying forward. And therefore, it involves a lot of leadership guide, a lot of hard work, and a lot of strategic partnership formulation from my side as the president.
But again, let's talk a little bit about your now the change of leadership at the Botswana Stock Exchange, and I'm sure you're stepping into some other roles, whether within Botswana or internationally speaking. You're yet to disclose, but we wish you all the best and we congratulate you on the road ahead. But again, you're going to be handing over to someone who is a new CEO in the next couple of days or weeks, who's coming in from within the Botswana Stock Exchange again. You've spent 7 years. Give me what you think the horizon should be moving forward for this exchange, your exchange, the BSE in Botswana.
Yeah, I think, look, Boason, I think I have also developed a team, and I've worked with a team of very great leaders here in Botswana, especially the stock exchange. I think the majority of them, I managed to empower them, train them to possibly any one of the 5 members or 6 members of my exco team can actually step in. It's unfortunate, it's only one person, it's one position that they can do that. But I think most of them here can rise to the occasion to actually continue the legacy that we have started together. But most importantly, I think what needs to go on is that we are about to complete the self-listing exercise. And I think the new person will have to complete that. And also the other thing which I started, which I think we have done about 25% of it, is we are about to build an iconic stock exchange head office in Gaborone, in the Central Business District. And I think so that we can also have an iconic building representing the stature of the organization as the BSE. I think the new person will have to actually come forth and do that. And also there's a pipeline of listings, especially through our mentorship program, where we are looking at targeting medium-sized companies in order to grow them to list. I think majority of them are ready. Majority of them have now matured. I think the next person should actually push this agenda forward and also convert into these listings. Like I said, we are just about to list about 7 ETFs, exchange traded fund. I think the next new person, one of the immediate tasks will actually be to complete that. So these are several among the many initiatives that we are actually looking at implementing, and I think the team will complete them in my absence.
Very interesting. With all that you've done over the last 7 years, and I'm sure anyone watching any markets in Africa will consider how much wealth creation you are creating within the economy, how much of what the exchange is achieving is supporting the government. And you talked in your earlier comments earlier in the interview about listing more of the government bonds or government securities. So talk to me about how critical and how central is the Botswana Stock Exchange into the financial ecosystem of Botswana, supporting the government, supporting the private sector, and also supporting local investors to create more wealth for them.
Yeah, the BSE is very crucial in the development of the capital markets and the economy of Botswana. You look at the domestic companies that are listed here, majority of the companies were able to successfully raise funds here and also even operate in Botswana as headquarters and expand in the rest of Africa. We have grown companies. Some of the companies are operating as far afield as Nigeria, and they've started in Botswana. They raised capital in this market. And therefore, we have strategically positioned ourselves as a strategic capital raising platform. And we have successfully achieved this. Companies are able to successfully list instrument and raise capital in the market and expand their business operations and also expand into the rest of the continent. Most importantly, we have grown the investor base. The market base have grown up and investors have actually enjoyed nice yields in terms of dividends payout over the years. We have had stability in terms of the growth of companies, which are very attractive even to the outside investors. And therefore, this is the position and the structure that we managed to build in terms of the market. People are sure the market can work. people are sure the market integrity is there, and people can have the confidence that is actually needed to invest in the market.
Interesting. So just to sum it up, where are you moving to next? You've been a very iconic face when it comes to Africa's securities market. You were there at the ASEA conference last year in Nairobi, Kenya. You held everyone in the audience spellbound. So where is Mr. Thapele going next from the BSE?
Yeah, I'm heading outside Botswana for a country in Africa. I'm still going to be contributing to development of capital market in that country and also across the continent. I'm an African side.
That's it. We appreciate that. Thank you so much. We'll be touching base with you wherever you go, Mr. Thapele Tsheole, the outgoing CEO and Managing Director of the Botswana Stock Exchange, as well as the outgoing President of the African Securities Exchanges Association. I'm sure you've had some conversations about your handing over also at ASEA. What's the conversation? Who's coming in there next as the head of the region?
I think my Vice President, Celestine Rabukumba, will come in, who is the CEO of Rwanda Stock Exchange. So he will come in to be the president. We have got a clear succession. He has been vice president for my time as the president.
That will be great. We wish you all the best. And we thank you very much for having this conversation with us on Frontier Africa Reports. Thank you so much, Mr. Tsheole. We wish you all the best. Have a great day ahead and enjoy the rest of your time and your professional career outside the BSE.